Welcome to the show, everyone. It's the Crypto Lark broadcasting to you from New Zealand, and today we're talking about Anything app. The Anything app ICO wants to be the modern-day Yellow Pages, except in your pocket, where you can get help via video, audio, or an app chat on demand. We're going to be breaking down just what Anything app is trying to do after a massive thank you to all of you guys for being part of the cryptocurrency community. Your support makes all the difference, so thank you so much for engaging and being part of the community. You, of course, also have to remember, this is not financial advice, guys. These are just the opinions of one dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. This is an ICO. Do your own due diligence for investing your own money. There is always a certain amount of inherent risk in investing in any ICO, and there is no substitute for doing your own research. Unfortunately, this sale does exclude citizens of the United States. Furthermore, the team at Anything app has reached out to me to do a sponsored review of their project. However, I have, of course, reserved the right to keep it an open, honest review, so let's get into it. Anything app wants to give you access to the people who are going to be able to help you when you get in those tricky situations. There is already a demo of the app available, which I find very encouraging. But what might those sticky situations be? Well, there's all these situations when you might be needing an opinion on how that dress looks when you're out shopping, for example. Or you've just ran over a cat and you need some legal advice. Maybe you need to buy a gift for your wife and you've left it to the last minute and you have no idea what to get her. Maybe someone gave you some advice. Maybe you've just come to a town that you're not familiar with. You're a tourist. You need some advice. What to see, what to do. What do the locals actually like to do and see in this town? Maybe you need help with a translation. Maybe your computer's just exploded and you really need some tech help. Well, it's Anything app, guys. This is what they've designed the app for, is to connect you to these people. The app will essentially list all kinds of different providers, give you ratings for those service providers. The real key here is they want to tap into the gig economy. So if you have a regular job and you work as a lawyer from 9 to 5, but you want to get a little bit of extra money on your commute home, you're on the train for 2 hours, well, you can just turn on Anything app. Maybe someone calls up the legal question, make a few extra bucks. It's a pretty cool idea. There's some extra options that will come in as well. It's quite a feature-rich app. For example, if there is a no cure, there will be a no pay. So that can be, of course, set up. There'll be all the bells and whistles that you might expect to, like scheduling when you're available. Keep it really simple for not only the service providers, but for the people who want to do it. Help is going to be priced by the minute. So if you only need help for 3 minutes, well, that's all you got to pay for. You don't have to pay for somebody to drive to your house or any of these other things, or schedule them for an hour when you only need them for 5 minutes. That's kind of cool. There's also the option for the service providers to provide free advice. So when they want to build up their profiles and establish themselves as experts before they start asking money for their service. The app is going to work like a search engine, but when you do a search, instead of returning a list of websites, it's going to return a list of experts for you to look at. And of course, they'll be part of the marketplace where you can go and find these people when you have these certain crisis situations happening. A fundamental question, of course, to always ask yourself when examining one of these app projects is, do they need blockchain? What is the use case for blockchain here? I want to discuss that idea, and we're going to talk about blockchain and the token here at the same time. Blockchain, instant payment settlements, no chargebacks. If you pay in crypto, of course. The smart contracts will, of course, help to enable the whole process as far as setting up the escrow. Now, that could be possible without a blockchain, without a doubt. The token, though, will be used to pay for services within the app, but it won't be exclusive to paying services within the app, but it'll be used to pay fees in the platform. You can also use it to pay for services, but you have to use it to pay for the fees, or at least the fees will be priced in Anything app tokens. The fee will be 5% when you pay in any tokens, and it will be 15% when you pay in fiat. So there's an immediate incentive for people to use the token to pay and not to use fiat to pay, although fiat is an option, and I think for a lot of people when they first encounter the app, they'll probably pay in fiat. And then they'll think, well, if I use this app, I like this app, this is kind of fun, I should really have the tokens because it's going to save me money. 20% of the collected fees are burned. There will also be in-app purchases for things like advertising. So if you are a service provider and you want to raise your profile a little bit, well, that's possible as well. Paid again in anything app tokens. Micropayments, though, is what I find to be probably the most compelling use case here for the blockchain technology. While a lawyer might be charging $10 or $20 a minute, somebody giving advice on, does that dress look good? Or somebody giving advice on, what should I do with my boyfriend? They may not charge so much per minute. They might be charging 50 cents a minute. Think about 50 cents a minute, it's 30 bucks an hour. And considering that they're launching in Thailand first, it's probably not going to be 50 cents a minute either. It's probably going to be more like 20 cents a minute. Talk for 5 minutes, you get $1. Well, without blockchain technology to ease the payment system, using regular credit cards then becomes highly problematic because you have the credit card fees and all these things that come into it, not to mention we throw taxes and stuff on top. Well, all of a sudden your $1 payment has become very little, actually. So there's going to be a lot of micropayments happening because remember, you're not having hour or 2-hour conversations with these people. It is a micropayment service for microservices. It's a 5-minute chat. It's a 3-minute chat. And that's what's kind of cool about it. And that's what makes blockchain very useful here as the settlement layer. To help make it more attractive to people as well, the in-app Ethereum transaction fees are going to be paid by the company. They're actually using the ERC-223 standard, which will also help to reduce the gas costs for the company. And they are, of course, already exploring other blockchain technology like EOS. So there may be a transition to another blockchain in the future, assuming, of course, that Ethereum doesn't scale through all the different sidechain solutions and sharding and all these different things that are being proposed for Ethereum. Some of that's going to come to fruition at some point here, guys. But if Ethereum doesn't scale, the guys at Anything App are already open to migrating to another blockchain, which may provide better service for them and, of course, help keep the fees lower. Let's check out the team. Overall, a really good bunch of people with some very impressive software resumes. However, we don't have many people on the blockchain side of things. We do have an advisor with some blockchain experience. But then again, the implementations of blockchain technology in the Anything app are fairly simple. They're not creating their own blockchain. They're using a blockchain and existing technology. So perhaps they don't need to have any 10 different blockchain developers on their team. Looking at the partners as well, currently we don't have very many partners. We have, for example, the Durian Corp, which will really help them to make some business contacts after the sale. I would really like to see some more partners coming into the equation, though. That could really help expand the reach of Anything app. One other note on partnerships that I wanted to make is that although they are focusing on Thailand at the start of the project, people all around the world are going to be able to use Anything app right away. It's not just for people in Thailand, it's for anyone around the world. They have two partners, Braintree and Hyperwallet. They're going to allow them to pay out in 141 different currencies. So even though there is that strong Southeast Asia focus, anyone around the world is going to be able to make use of Anything app. It's just that the marketing is going to be focused in Southeast Asia to begin with. And what about that roadmap? I kind of like their intention here. The initial launch of Anything app is going to be in Thailand and only in Thailand. In fact, they're starting off in the capital before moving out into the smaller regions. I think that's a pretty good strategy to start off. The app launch is coming this year with the token working straight away. There will be a second app developed using the Anything token in Q2 of 2019. They're already working on that. There will also be a second country outside of Thailand added in, looking like it's going to be Indonesia at this point. They're also looking in 2020 to expand into a few more Southeast Asian countries. Of course, Southeast Asia is such a hot market for crypto right now, so it's a pretty good place to be starting off. Before breaking down the details of the token sale, there were a few other concerns that I did want to go over with you. The first is, of course, competition. We already have Experty, which is kind of doing a pretty similar thing, although there's definitely space for more than one of these projects globally. Earn.com, though, may be the better comparison. They're the non-blockchain alternative of Experty and Anything app. If we remember, very recently, Earn.com was bought by Coinbase for $120 million. So obviously, they see the utility in projects like this, or they would not have spent such a huge amount of money to buy it up. Not to mention that if you compare Anything app to Earn.com, Anything app gives you instant gratification, where Earn.com, you may be waiting a few days, for example, for an expert to attend to your problem, not to mention that micropayments become more problematic on a centralized service like Earn.com. Maybe Coinbase will turn it around and throw some blockchain into it, but that has not been announced yet. Initial marketing is absolutely key for Anything app. If the users go to the app and there aren't any experts there to help them with their problem, I think it's going to be really tricky to convince people to open up that app again. So the real challenge here for the guys at Anything app is to get that pool of experts incentivized and into the ecosystem right away. A large part of their initial budget is for marketing. They actually spend quite a bit of time in the white paper talking about their two-market strategy, talking about how they're going to try and get more customers on board. In fact, compared to a lot of white papers I've seen, it's a rather detailed marketing plan. Let's see, of course, if they can pull it off. Proof is in the pudding, as we say. And the other thing, which is going to lead into our discussion of the token sale, is actually the bonuses. There are going to be quite a few bonuses given out for the Anything app. Now, if you're getting in and getting the bonuses, so the sale starts on June 11th, it ends on July 1st. If you're getting in the first stage and you're getting the 40% bonus, that's a pretty good place to enter the sale. If you miss out on the bonuses, you of course then have to anticipate the potential of that sell side pressure once Anything app comes to the market. The hard cap, though, is refreshingly low. $6.4 million. Compared to so many sales which are just raising crazy amounts of money these days, this seems like a pretty fair amount for an app that's trying to do what this is trying to do. There'll be a 20 Ethereum per person cap during the sale. 50% is going to the public. There'll be a total of 400 million tokens. 10% is being kept for business development, 20% for community incentives, 15% for team and advisors, and 5% to help develop that second Anycoin app. I feel like there are a lot of opportunities in the Anything app sale. The hard cap makes it quite attractive for investors. The service is valuable. Earn.com being bought by Coinbase proves that big companies see value in these kind of services. The social media presence of Anything app is quite strong already. The roadmap is rather realistic. And to be honest, the service is kind of cool. Nice way to make a few extra bucks, and it really taps into that current wave of excitement around the sharing economy. But hey, those are just my 2 Satoshis. Thanks so much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about Anything app in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Come and join me over on Twitter, where I share farther insights into the crypto space. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.